Good morning. Welcome to the shop. We got a pretty big undertaking ahead of us. Finally sold my baby. My beautiful Bridgeport Mill. The Cadillac of the shop. But I had to do it. I got that Orange Storm Giga printer over here. Ready to go in that spot. And I really need the room. And I haven't used that printer in a while. I mean that mill. And even better, I'm gonna do this single-handedly. Same way I brought it into the shop. So you'll see how a Bridgeport Mill is gonna come apart. And by doing that, you'll actually see how a lot of things go together. Got all the bells and whistles on this mill. It's excellent. Customer already took all my bits and tooling. Oh, he's gonna be a happy camper when he gets this back to the house. Spotless. I got the converter to 220 single phase. Not many videos on here cover that. I couldn't find any videos really to wire this thing up. So he's getting that. We have the 3-axis scales going with it. You know, that's a plus. Right there. What else? Dual power feeds, brand new. Brand spanking new. Vivo power feeds. 32-inch table. 6-inch vise, fresh paint, fresh whey oil, filled to the brim with automatic oiler. We got the old racing steering wheel, which is so much better to set the end mills. That's it. So what we're gonna do mainly is use an engine hoist and do it piece by piece. First we'll do the electronics. We'll do the electronics in this video and then move on. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, first thing, let's remove this quill light. What this quill light is, it's actually a halo from a set of racing headlights from a car. If you can mill, you can build something like this yourself. This is a halo. Fits perfectly. I think it's a 3-inch halo to a switch to a 12 volt converter. Simple. I got a 4-gang outlet box in the back of this mill, and we can just unplug everything that's electronic right back here. So we have the halo, power feed number 1, power feed number 2, and the scales. All unplugged. So the halo, we'll just leave the light on, and we'll unplug this from here. And that's one piece down. Go grab a box for the electronic. I want to leave the motors on the machine. I don't want to mess with those. We're just going to take this off. So if we spin this around, you can see we got 5 plugs. This is actually an RPM gauge, which we'll read on here, which Mike, who's the buyer, I'm just going to call him Mike, will hook up to the drawbar for the quill, for the colettes, and it'll give him an RPM reading on here. Pretty awesome benefit. So that's his first plug. Actually, this video is going to come in very handy for him. When he puts his mill back together, he'll have a video instruction booklet. Okay. This is the RPM gauge. It's a Hall effect. We got the power wire. Cut the zip tie. Try to keep these wires all together. I'll zip tie them all together up here after. Zip tie there, zip tie here. Alright, and we got the top wire. Each one of these is for the scales. So you know what I'll do? I'm gonna label them for him. I'll mark them 1, 2, and 3. We got 1, 2, and 3. X, Y, and Z. Let's do this a little more. So one issue I had with this is the scales just were not working. I wanted this model because it has everything, all the bells and whistles, 3 scale. But I bought the standard magnetic scales. Bought like 3 sets of them, and none of them were working. Couldn't figure it out. They're the same ones that they show that come with it. But I just didn't want the ones that come with it because they didn't fit the size. So it turns out I had to get new plugs and flip around some of the wiring inside for the scales to work. So if that happens to you, don't worry. It's not a problem with the scales or the monitor. It's a problem with the wiring. When I talked to the company, they said they'll update that. So hopefully now you won't come across that problem. But then I was going nuts. I was going absolutely nuts. Couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I finally got a tech that could tell me what to do. I bought these solderless plugs. You could actually clip the wires and redo them without solder inside, which makes it a pleasure. Okay. Number 2. Finally, number 3. Okay, that, so get all this wiring put nicely at the end when I'm about to move the base. Let's get the whole arm and everything. Got torque screws going right into this cabinet. And that's that. Sayonara to this guy. Put this in the box. This in the box. Throw the screws in there. In case he wants to use them. Okay. That. Now we'll do the phase converter. I already have the breaker killed. This is a 10 gauge 220 line coming from my breaker panel. Actually no, I have the breaker panel going to a plug, a 50 amp plug, like a dryer plug, and then going to this. So I have an outlet if I need it for something else over there. Okay, so this, oh well, I gotta unwire that anyway. Let's see here. Let's see here. I want to do what's easiest for him to put it back together. Am I even lined up for this for you guys? Give you a better shot. Okay. Let me mark up here. So before I take it off the wall, let me show you guys how I have this up here in the box. Take this camera off here. Okay. So up in the box, you can see there are metal bands on the wires. See? There are metal bands, and each one of those metal bands right here has a number. So later, I will look at the bands and get the number, and I'll put it up on the screen for you guys so you can see what goes to what on a 1-horse 3-phase Bridgeport. And this is the label for what we got going on here in this motor. And that's that, so I'm just gonna mark this here in case something slips off. We got black, we got red, and we got white. White, red, and black. And like I said, I'll put that on the screen for you guys, and I'll let you know where they go into this. And again, this is Vevor. This thing is awesome. Can't go wrong with this. Instead of running a whole converter and a giant motor and running 10 times the power just to convert to 3-phase. 10 times more than the mill needs. It's insane. Alright, so this is the main power going to the mill. So I need that. Okay. So here's our ground. Let me mark this. Well, our ground's going to here. Can you see that, Mike? This white adapter is going to take the green from here, because that's ground, and the white from your power. G, G, G. All marked for you there. So I'll leave this on and just pull these 2 wires out. So your green from your motor, white from your house power. I'll label that for you. So on here, it's the first screw. First screw to the left. It says ground right there. And that's going to get you ground from the mill. Green from mill. Mill. And neutral or ground from your 220 line. Use the neutral since it's insulated. We don't even hook up the ground. So we're gonna do the white. We'll do the ground from breaker. These go together. Two into here. 2 wires. Okay. Second wire is line input from 220 from your house panel. Third wire, line input from 220 from the house panel. Fourth screw is the white from the mill. So that's the W. One, two, three, fourth screw. Fourth screw. Red. Red is the V. Fifth screw. And black is the U, sixth screw. The U, sixth screw. Alright, and that's that up there. And again, I'll put those wires up on the screen and you'll see how easy this is to hook up. 220 line is just these 3 wires. Bada bing, bada boom. Wires to the mill, done. It's where they go that's important. Alright, now we're going to unscrew the box, and that's that. I don't think I got anything coming in from the back now. I brought everything from the bottom. Give me a little bit of my shelf space back over here. That. This off here. This thing's great. Forward, reverse, speed control. You don't have to control nothing up there. Set your belts at a medium speed and you're good. You'll get an RPM reading, but you gotta adjust it a little because it's just going by the power draw. So it's a guess. Alright, that's it. We're going in the box. Vivor, those are those screws on the bottom I'm telling you about, the letters. You can see them in that slot there. Let me see, got this in the camera. Yep. Okay. So, now I got power for my 3D printer, that's good. Okay, this is the 4-gang, just a 4-gang 110-volt box I have back there behind the mill. That just plugs in the wall for your accessories. You know? You get this wood off while I'm over here. A bunch of garbage behind me probably. I'm wasting time for you guys, but I want to do it while I have the drill out. That's gonna bother me. My OCD. Oh, look at that. Bunch of goodies back here. Clean that off after. Some screws. Here's this block of wood. Alright. I'm gonna zip tie some of these wires up. Move on to the head. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the head. So let me set up for that and I'll be back.